Hi, my name is Ben. I go to SAR High School and I'm a rising freshman. I made the useless machine and this is how it works. So when the machine is turned off, the toggle switch directs the energy from the battery to the limit switch, and the limit switch has a lever on it, and that lever is currently being pressed down by the arm of the motor, and when that lever is being pressed down, the energy just gets trapped in the limit switch, and therefore there is no current, and it's an open circuit, so the machine is off. But if you flip the toggle switch, then it directs the energy from the battery straight towards the motor. So the motor starts spinning, and the arm connected to the motor rises up, and it peeks through the door right here, and it keeps on going until it eventually hits the switch and turns it off again. Except this time, since the arm is not pressing down on the lever of the limit switch, the machine is still on, but the toggle switch is directing the energy to the limit switch, and the limit switch is directing that energy to the motor, except this time it's directing the energy in a reverse motion, so the arm returns to its original spot. There were also LEDs placed in the machine, and an LED stands for light emitting diode, and how diodes work are they conduct energy in only one direction. So when the current passes through the circuit, it also passes through these diodes, but only in one direction. So when the arm is going up to hit the switch the other way, then the current passes through a diode which turns green, and that's why there's green light. And then when the arm is going back to its original position, the current passes through a diode that gives off red light, and that's why it is red. And I think I definitely learned a lot from this project. I learned about throws and pulls in switches, and how basically a pull is how many circuits the switch controls, and how a throw is how many places you can connect those circuits to. And I also improved my soldering skills a lot in this project. I faced a couple challenges putting this together. The biggest one was I couldn't find a place to screw the PCB onto the top of the motor. So I just reversed my steps until I got to a point that seemed like it would be way before my problem occurred, and then I just slowly, carefully followed the directions, and as I was doing that, I figured out the reason why there was no hole for me to screw the PCB on top of the motor was because I placed one of the protective pieces of the motor on backwards. So this time I did it right and it worked. And then just one more small problem that I bumped into when I was trying to screw the top into the poles, into the support poles. The support poles were very narrow, so it was extremely hard to put the screw through the pole, but I used pliers to keep the pole in place, and the rest was just muscle, and I eventually figured it out. And I just wanted to say thank you to BlueStamp for helping me reach this milestone, and I hope to continue in my engineering career.